Hey there, Facebook. Okay, I'm going to give this a second and see if anybody on a Friday pops on live. But what today's video is about is big goals. So I had a big goal. A lot of you know who kind of follow my Facebook posts, and 6 or 8 of you probably more like messaged me after one of my posts on Instagram that had to do with me. Hey Brent, nice seeing you. Had to do with me getting some big goal done. And the truth was, I've been trying to finish up my book, right? And so it's done. At 10 o'clock this morning, it's so fun seeing you. At 10 o'clock this morning, the book was done. But I'm really getting on here to kind of give you some insight about what a struggle it was for me and how I got through it, because like I said, 6 or 8 of you messaged saying I needed this today, and it was encouragement to kind of push through when you have a big goal. And now mine's done, and I can just look back now and sort of see a few things that I learned from the last time I wrote my book, my first book. So we're on book 2. All right, so when doing this, there were a couple things that just jumped out to me that I think I need to apply this every time I have a goal, right? The first one is I named it. Like I knew that I wasn't supposed to write this book. I knew for a long time that God was just saying, wait, you need to prepare yourself. You need to get into the Word more. And I knew it wasn't right. But God's saying, okay, it's time to go. So I went ahead and started then, and I knew that I needed to make it public. And so I did. I started telling people I'm writing my book now, and before I kept it kind of quiet. The other thing is I named the date. So choosing whenever your goal is, we know you got to put a time on it, but I told everyone that I have to have this book done by RAGBRAI, right? And tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 we leave for RAGBRAI. So I knew that I had publicly said what it is I'm doing, and I named the date. But more than that, then I knew that, and we all know that we kind of need accountability partners. So no matter what our goal is, it really helps if we can get help in the places we need them. So I, believe it or not, I had my mom stay at my house, sleep at my house for 2 or 3 different Mondays and Tuesdays when it was really deep writing time, because her only goal and her only job was to hold me accountable. And it was to like not get up and get my drink, and not get up and go to the bathroom, and not get up and make something to eat, or watch a little TV, or get on Facebook and message all you guys. It was to stay on task. That was her only goal or her only job. And she is so great at it. She brought bags and bags of work to do, and we just sat there, and she kept me for 48 hours. So several Monday, Tuesdays in a row. Just kept me focused on the job at hand, and I knew she would. The next thing was call in your troops. So although my mom is kind of like calling in my troops, that's really more the accountability person, but my sister is my troop. And so many of you know, I'm not shy about it. My writing is really good in terms of content and like emotion and what I need to say and how to get it out and to be inspiring and challenging and all those things. But do I write well? Not exactly. So I really have to have, hi Sally, nice seeing you. I really have to have somebody editing before it even goes to the editor. So my sister is that person, and she does this for me, and I know it makes my writing better. The first time, you can read in this book a story about my editing. I had a meltdown the last time, so I planned ahead for that and got my sister there to help me. So think about where your setbacks are, and you're trying to make a goal. Think about what you're good at and what you're not at, and try to plan for that. And then the last thing I really want to think about is this carrot. And I did. I had this carrot, like I knew that if I could get this book done by the time I went to RAGBRAI and have my editor kind of working on it while I was at RAGBRAI, I was going to feel so good. And it just kept me going. Okay, so getting my book done by RAGBRAI and going on vacation, knowing that somebody else is now taking it over and real edits are happening, the deep edits at that time is just going to be awesome for me, right? So all these things are going to help you guys. So if you have a big goal in mind, name it. Date it. Get someone to help hold you accountable. Call the troops. If you need areas that you're not good at, call in the troops and get help with those areas. Stop trying to be everything. And then have a carrot in front of you. Like, if you did it by this time, what would be your dream? For me, I was going to go on vacation stress-free. And the very last thing, hey Jim Neal, nice seeing you. The very last thing then is Do you have God as part of it? Everything I do, faith-infused living reaches goals higher. So is God a part of this dream? So writing my book totally was, and it saved me. The reason why is I had the enemy attack the first time I wrote my book. I had such a meltdown, and you can read about it in the second book, right? But I was planning ahead, and I mean, my focus was on the job that I was supposed to do and calling on God to help me do it. And so it never became about me. And when there were setbacks, or there really just hardly was. It's just, I had a peace about me. I knew what I was doing was what he was inspiring me to do, and it was just so much smoother. So whatever your goal is, also keeping that clear in your mind. And then the greatest thing about having God along with you when you're doing a goal, and I like to call them God goals, is that you get his power. And so the last thing is that I had my computer crash on me, and this was 2 nights ago at like midnight, or at 10 at night, and I worked all day doing this huge section, 3 chapters. And I quickly ran to the other room. You should have seen me running like a crazy woman to get this hard drive, plug it in, and just quickly drag my last version of my book off into that, because I was fearing that I would lose everything. Luckily, I had the version I slid off into my hard drive. I still had that. But at 10 at night, 10:38, I think it was, I had to sit there and try to retype 3 chapters, a whole section of my book. And what took me all day to do, I did until about 1:30 in the morning in 2 hours. That was some God focus, some I don't know. He helped me remember what was in there, and it just flew off, and who knows, maybe it was even better. So there you go. All right, so the next goals that you guys have, whatever it may be, just sort of think about these things. One is name that goal. Start telling people and put a date on it. The next one is get an accountability partner so that they can nudge you, keep you in line, on track. The third one is get help. Call in the troops. There are things that you're just not good at. No matter what goal you're working on, there's things that aren't just necessarily that are part of it, but not necessarily your gift. So get help. And then last, have a carrot. And always, always, always have God as part of it. All right, I will talk to you later. Loved seeing you, Brent, Sally, Jim. See you. Bye-bye.